Welcome, adventurers, to Probability of Demise, the podcast where critical fumbles meet critical facepalms. Join us as we delve into the darkest dungeons, slay the stupidest gremlins, and roll enough ones to make a beholder weep. Forget epic storylines and heroic deeds. Here we celebrate the chaotic beauty of bad rolls, questionable decisions, and characters with more charisma than sense. We'll be your dungeon masters of disappointment, guiding you through campaigns where the only guaranteed treasure is a mountain of laughter, and maybe some psychic scarring. So grab your Nat 1 dice, strap on your anxiety helmets, and prepare to witness the glorious train wreck that is our D&D journey. Because, in the end, even if your character dies face first into a pile of pudding, at least you'll have the dice god's permission to laugh your ass off. Welcome back to Probability of Demise. We are so excited to see you, and we love you, and it is going to be so cool when you hit that like, subscribe, and other buttons, because then you'll get these amazing, hilarious jokes by our masterful person, Jason, who had the best necromancy joke of the world. Also, these shirts are available in our store, and other shirts amongst them. I will wear another one on another day, because it's super fun. And with that, we are at the word of the day.
I would stand up further, but I'm not wearing reasonable pants right now, so I'm just gonna not do that.
We all secretly wear most unreasonable undergarments.
90% of our content is recorded without pants. Just put that on our wiki page.
You know, I'm just Winnie the Poohing it.
I've never actually sat down here without trousers and multiple layers on, and y'all are making me feel like I've been putting too much effort into this. Oh, that was word of the day. Seraphina, aka Jess.
The title of this session is TMI.
Hello, all. Welcome to, once again, a wonderful word of the day brought to you by the D100 that Jason bought me. Hooray! Today I have rolled the dice, and I don't remember what number, but I wrote it down. 57. And the word is baleful, which means deadly or menacing in influence. And used in a sentence, the sorcerer casts a baleful glare at his enemy, his eyes glowing with menacing intensity.
That is not what I thought that word meant.
Did you think it was like a lot of hay? And very
no,
full of it?
No, I thought it was more of like a sad look.
Oh, there is a similar sounding word that has that. Memories. In the bustling city of Overton, the echoes of recent chaos still lingers in the air and on the streets, but for one evening, our trio was able to pull together, with a lot of other folks involved, an elite gathering at Cecilia's Sundries, a cozy establishment transformed into a grander illusion of itself, to partake in an event that promised both entertainment and a charitable cause. The event, orchestrated by Sir Gregor and Anya the Grievous, aimed to raise funds for the victims of the Wyvern's venom epidemic, a plight that has unexpectedly struck in the city. That was a lot of letters in words. The evening kicked off with the clinking of glasses, the murmur of the city's most influential figures, and during it there was a mysterious figure who has been identified as responsible for the prison riot. And they were present at the party, stirring up discontent and encouraging rebellion. They were seen conversing with various individuals, spreading messages of revolution and distrust towards the city's leaders. There was also a figure using illusion to disguise their appearance. Gus identified them. And it was also the same voice present during that event, the riot. The figure expressed a desire to see the city burn, and revealed their presence to Gus before teleporting away, unless I'm misconstruing things. Amara's entourage included two individuals who Ulua noted had some extreme feelings of guilt at the mention of Wyvern's venom. These individuals were part of the ascended class and had previously engaged in a conversation with Gus. A lot of things happened. Seraphina also discovered several items of interest while investigating the belongings of the party's attendees, including a book that attempted to take over a mind, a coin that could charm people, and a mysterious invisible cloak handed to her by Sir Gregor. The Siren's performance revealed the emotional vulnerabilities and fears of several key figures, including Bowden Iron Fist, Ace the Stormcaller, Sir Gregor, and others, showing that they were not as confident or as secure as they appeared. The Silver Queen was also aware, as members of this crew were, of invisible individuals at the party who seemed to be enjoying the unfolding chaos, indicating that she may have her own agenda or knowledge of these events. The crew managed to maintain the facade of a successful charity event. Ulua gave a speech to thank the attendees and encourage donations to the Wyvern's Venom cause, further lowering the guard of those who were attending, and ending the party on a seemingly positive note. So, players, as you close out this party, or it's coming to a close, you're left to ponder the revelations of the night. Who amongst these glittering guests holds the key to the chaos that grips Overton? Please share your thoughts and ideas. Everybody's raising hands. You do know this is a podcast. There's only 4 of us.
Sorry. My father was a teacher. I grew up in a household where it just made sense to raise my hand.
Professor Riddick, I'd like to speak.
Old habits die hard. I would like to approach the Siren. With the clue that none of us can read.
I don't need to raise my hand anymore. It's fine.
Because I think half of the reason that we invited her was because she's hoping she could read it.
She was the reason we threw this party, plus the spying.
But yeah, I didn't know if anybody was going to remember that.
I mean, we didn't.
If somebody would give us $1 million on Buy Me a Coffee, we could play every single day, and then we would remember what happened last time. So
totally.
Get on that.
Full-time streamers of dorky content ready here to go. We just need your funds. So Ulua, you approach the Siren. The party is dispersed. She's kind of... she's settling in on one of the chairs, one of the more rickety ones. Tall glass of water in her hand, sipping it.
You were saying she wants a tall glass of water.
She's a tall.
She curled up on the couch. She was a tall glass of water.
Sorry.
As the moisture beaded upon her brow, she looks at Ulua.
This is not that kind of podcast.
Sometimes it is. Have you seen Seraphina?
Yeah. Seraphina, you note out of the corner of your eye that Ulua has approached the Siren and is engaged in conversation with this gorgeous, monstrous creature. If you're curious what the Siren looks like, please go back to the old episode because I'm not going to re-explain it.
No.
Ulua.
I wanted to thank you again for gracing us with such a beautiful performance. I did wonder if perhaps you might spare a little bit more of your time to help us, my associates and I, with one more favor.
Where's your associates? Her voice sounds hoarse, like whatever that performance was actually took it all out of her, and she drinks from her glass of water, draining it as you're looking around.
Well, don't feel like you need to respond unless you want to. I understand what it means to save one's voice. So one of my associates is the person who was staffing Coat Check and made a sudden appearance at towards the end of the evening. Lots of horns. Yes. Yes. My other
she
associate.
didn't take my coat.
I'm so sorry.
I don't have one.
Oh.
I love your sound.
Thank you.
I might have to keep those in my head forever.
Well, anytime you'd like an encore, feel free to reach out. I'd love to play for you.
Would you?
If I have the time.
She reaches up her hand. May I?
Sure.
She caresses your cheek. You taste delicious. And you can feel as her hand moves down the little suckers on her hand, kind of nibbling gently like a butterfly's legs taste along your cheek. I would love to have you as my guest.
It's the milk baths, really. Does wonders for the skin.
Keep doing it. It makes it all better. So gather your friends and tell me what need you have of me.
I don't think it would be we would be good hosts if we left the other guests' items unattended. But I can pass along what we discuss to them. My other associate, maybe my other associate is around somewhere. He's just not within. He's not as easily perceptible.
Oh, I'm
at
not
the
invisible
moment.
anymore.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't remember that. Sorry. So let me walk that back. I can go grab one of them, though. If you don't mind, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Anything? Oh, I won't be leaving. Bring another glass of water if you could.
Of course. I'll bring
Salted.
3. Okay. How salty we talking? Like making some pasta or like the ocean?
I'll let you decide.
Somewhere in the middle.
Our little test.
All right. I'm going to first secure 3 glasses of water with, let's say, a ratio of 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons to 8 ounces.
Okay. While Ulua is doing science
Very
and chemistry of shaking it in a shaker.
You made it thing.
Hey.
Your fault. You opened the door.
She wasn't
Lou was
saucy
looking through
until
her
you started
grandma's
talking to her.
recipe book like salt water, salt water, salt water.
Gus, you can see that Ulua is on her way to approach you eventually, but she's been sidetracked by a side table and water and salt. Individuals are coming up to you, and they are the art people, and they're quickly whispering things to you and pressing pieces of paper into your hand, clues and ideas and observations that they have gathered.
Yay. My spy network.
So cool.
Seraphina, you are at Coach Heck, and they've decided
I'm
that
the
you
only one actually
also
working
must
here.
be the person who takes the charitable donations. So they are writing out missives of money to be donated to the cause, and they're having you process it. So now you're not just trying to return coats to them, you're processing letters of note with amounts on them that are vast, possibly beyond anything you've previously encountered.
Excuse me, is this
Jessica
charity a
would be-
501c3? Can I get a receipt?
Jessica would be freaking out over this, but Seraphina is like in her element of smartness, and she's just like, "Yep, yep."
Oh, and darling, could you get me my... one of the individuals is talking to you, and you recognize this person as the person who had the book. Would you hand me my coat? I have some light reading to do tonight.
Are you a reader? What are you reading?
Oh, well, I'm reading this one wonderful novel. Would you like me to share it with you?
Well, what is it?
And my
I'll get a
coat,
copy.
Oh, no, this one's special. You just need to take a peek.
I think you've already seen this book, Jess.
I have.
Well, darling, if
I'm
you
just-
can't get me my coat.
Oh, no, I'll go get it. I'm
Oh,
gonna run and
okay.
go get the coat.
Okay, pass it along. I would love to show you this book. And she reaches into the pocket to hand you the book. Are you saying anything or doing anything to stop this?
I'm gonna do like a fake sneeze and hope that all my hair goes into front of my face like it would normally do, and then just be like, "Oh no, I can't. Excuse me."
Seraphina, your hair is all up in your face, and you feel those hands, they're cool to the touch, and they come and push up, and it's not the woman from before, but it's an older woman. And she says to you, "Dear, are you okay working back here? Do you need help?"
Oh, no, ma'am. I'll go get
Could
your
you-
coat
Shawl.
and your scarf because you had a scarf, right?
Yes, so good you could remember your memory is quite lovely. I'm going to write out a little note of procurement. 4,000 gold coins should be plenty for the donation. I don't have much. I'm on a fixed income, you know.
Just like her eyes are like welling up with the amounts that she's saying, and she's like, "Okay." I'm gonna run and go get them, wiping tears.
And as that all processed out,
Fixed income from my trust fund.
exactly. Saltwater and hand Ulua, collecting Gus from the swarm of people who've been passing him information. You're heading back to the Siren.
I did my best educated guess, but
Oh, it's
hopefully this is to your taste.
going to be delicious, I'm sure. She just reaches up and takes one of the glasses and she sniffs it and closes her eyes. Oh, not a local salt.
Unfortunately, I didn't have much to do with the menu, so I had to use what was available. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. Exotic is lovely, and places like this drive me crazy. So,
Well, again, thank you for making an appearance. I understand it can be quite arduous, so
yes, well, you have one of your associates here. What was the point of this little
Hello, I'm
tete-a-tete?
Gush.
Hello, you are adorable.
I know.
I have a friend who is not dissimilar to you. I mean, she has a tail, but she does have that same shimmer you have.
Okay.
Okay, so, and
yes. So we have been looking into the city's ails, and woes, and so we can, and there's someone who's been missing who passes along notes, and we found one that seems to be music related, but it's beyond any of us, and we were hoping maybe you could take a look at it and see if it makes any sense to you.
so a mystery in music. Please, regale me.
Well, I take out the note and I hand it to her, and I say, for us, we can just make out that it's some sort of musical notation, but it's beyond anything that I've ever learned in terms of instrument. So,
She reaches out her hand. Thank you. Oh, well, that's pretty simple, but I totally understand why you've not seen this before. It's obscure. Well, and then she just proceeds to sing out a little melody.
and do I recognize the notes?
Come on, Rick, sing it.
It fits. No, it fits a like it's just been translated finally, and it's like it's a simple little melody, a little bit fun to sing. And she says, "Oh, and there's some words here. It says open sesame."
Interesting.
Yeah, I quite like this little limerick here. It's lovely.
Well, that's very helpful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Well, my pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity to come out. It's been a bit, and I've been reminded why I don't like being out. So,
Well, next time I'll come to you, I promise.
yes, do bring a potion of underwater breathing.
Okay.
And she looks at you, Gus. Don't be afraid to come along with. I think I have some friends for you. And her eyes just kind of get dark.
Okay. Thank you.
You see various tentacles kind of shimmer underneath her clothing, perhaps. And then her body shifts and moves, and you notice that all the glasses that you brought are completely drained.
Would you like another round?
Oh, no, it's really time I get back to my home.
Well, if you think of it, send me a note to let me know you arrived back home safely.
Yes, I'll send you a note.
Or two, or a melody.
I'm gonna go talk to that little coat check girl on my way. She's strangely adorable.
She's very sweet and cares deeply about others.
Interesting. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, Ulua.
If anybody's wondering why I'm laughing, it's because in real life, Larissa tells everybody to text her when they get home. So that made me laugh.
Shut up! You don't have to give all my secrets away, man.
No secrets for you.
Oh dear. That's 4 total.
Okay, thanks.
Ah, no! Don't!
Seraphina, every coat is checked out. There's a pile of receipt for you to deal with in terms of the funding. Every scarf, there's a couple of pairs of mittens that didn't get picked up. And this kind of statuesque being comes forward and just lingers a little bit. She doesn't seem to need anything. She didn't check anything with you. You would remember. And you recognize the siren.
I give a really awkward, bow curtsy.
A birdsie?
Or birdsy.
Tell me, my dearest, are you interested in our dear Ulua?
Still in the bow, I just go, she is very pretty. I mean, she is very good at her job. And is a good person.
She reaches out her hand and says, "May I?"
What?
May I touch you?
Where?
Well, that is quite the question. Where would you prefer that I touch you?
I'm most comfortable with people touching me from on the right arm, from the wrist, between the elbow.
May I?
Yeah. Oh, but not the bottom side, because that side's too sensitive. So just the top side.
You
And
feel
ticklish.
the whisper of tentacles almost touching that side before they pull back. And then they trail along your arm. Interesting. Well, I'll send Ulua a note, and that little man a note, and you, my dear, a note. Good night. And as she does her little toodaloo wave to you, you can see little suckers on her hand, and looking at your arm, you can see little tiny white indentations. Seraphina, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa! Goodness.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. Dirty 20.
Not terrible, she says.
Not terrible, as she rolls exactly what she needed to roll to be saved from this. You have a moment of just like feeling and looking at those little spots and kind of feel your body strengthen. You're not sure why. And she walks out the door.
Okay, bye.
And she walked out of my life forever.
All right.
I swear I'm gonna start doing like short Gus diary entries, like
Like
between
the
episodes or
internal
something.
monologue of Gus. So the party is over. I have a offering to the three of you. You've got all these clues that both you have and possess, as well as those that your counterparts and colleagues and folks you recruited into this have been able to provide. Gus has collected some. Ulua, I'm certain that you're getting information at some point from various people. We could do it one of two ways. You could just roll to see what your information networks were able to provide for you. Or we could play a little mini game.
I wonder which one Rurik wants to go with.
Mini game.
So I am open to everything. I also, if you choose a mini game, there's some ways we can play that we can talk about, or we can keep it simple. So it's up to you all.
I'm down for a mini game. I mean, my rolling this campaign has not been amazing, so can't
Good
be
enough.
totally fine.
All right. Are you ready?
We
Oh.
starting? Wait.
Say, give us like a 3, 2, 1 go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Good luck.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
As Gus, Seraphina, and Ulua try to untangle the wicked web of ideas and clues, Gus can be heard off in the corner screaming his head off because his people chose to write
No, I
in
did it.
ancient Aramaic.
I did 10. I'm going to 15.
I'm still on 10 for the rest of the year.
Seraphina has a brilliant moment.
Ah.
Gustundin Sniffle is very, very close.
Is that it? Hey, right?
Yep.
I did a flash. All right.
We're looking for flashes.
Don't be flashing me.
Just not
Listen,
getting
I will
flashed.
flash all
Yeah.
of you. Do not make me. I'll get us banned from YouTube. I mean, I'm Gush and I'm sawing a puppet.
Okay.
Larissa got on that.
It's crossed. Oh, here.
Ah.
Oh, I did it. That was 15 points.
Now you're at 20 points. Time's up.
Ah, I'm bad
Okay.
at this. I didn't learn anything at this party. I'm going home. Good night.
That's just OCD.
So as you were untangling the web of all these clues, I saw Seraphina got to 20, but she didn't get to solve it. She got 15 solved. Gus, you solved
10 because I suck at games.
Stop.
10. Stop it.
I think you're amazing.
And Ulua, what did you get to?
I got to 20 as well. I went all the way through 20.
Okay. So that's 50
You beat
points
20?
total.
No, I got through 220, sorry.
Oh, nice.
Y'all told me.
I just saw
pieces.
15.
Yay! Congratulations.
All right.
So you got 15, 15, and 10. Right? That's what happened? So
Yeah.
40 points for the team. With 40 points, it's a decent amount of points. And here's what I would say. First off, is there anybody that you, as a group, feel strong suspicion of as possible perpetrator of the murder or orchestrating these things that's become the linchpin of these various machinations that are going on?
I
I
mean,
think it's Seraphina.
I definitely think it's Magic Mike's daughter, child, offspring, granddaughter.
Okay.
Or that's at least orchestrating a lot of it. I think at least in terms of being like the physical enactor. I don't know if necessarily she's the mastermind. I definitely feel like that's, if I had to use my neurospicy talent of guessing the plot of TV shows,
Guess the plot.
I feel like there's probably someone on the Holo console that is by way of some sort of back channel mobilizing this person under the guise of fighting against the Holo, or not the Ascended rather. So not the Holo console, but could be both. But like someone, are there any Ascended on the Holo console?
No.
Okay, so then
There are people who could claim to have the same abilities as an Ascended, but they do not claim to be Ascended or take advantage of what the Ascended have given themselves. I mean, Sir Gregor, just by dint of being an immortal being, has many of the same qualities as an Ascended, but definitely does not act in the ways the Ascended act.
I don't know. It just feels like a power grab.
Okay. Seraphina, do you have any thoughts or ideas about who or what might be behind all of these things?
Power grab through manipulation, I guess. But this also feels like
Counselor Amara? Counselor Amara?
Counselor Amara, yeah.
Yeah, I think she did it in the study with her book.
That book really freaked you out, didn't it?
And whoever actually created the book, that's who to blame. And Amara is just the pawn, because you know the book has stolen her.
Nice.
Or Gleam, who is led by prophets, because they had that weird jacket with the reflection in it. That was weird. Like, where did that go? Like, what was that place?
this feels
She
like
should've gone.
this feels like English, or it feels like women's lit in college when I was asked to spell out what Emily Dickinson was trying to say in a poem. Interpret, that's the word. I feel like I'm interpreting poetry, and at any moment someone's going to say, or it could mean completely something else.
Shout out Dr. F.
Yeah, it was her too. Yep.
Gus,
Nah.
what do you think? Any thoughts on who it might be?
I'm still very suspicious of Edelman. In the vision, Edelman was like with Magic Mike's daughter, right? In the marketplace, like they were together, including doing stuff.
Who is Elemental P?
Edelman was the
find that
one
name.
in the vision that was the only face that we recognized. And then he was at the party and he was watching Magic Mike's nameless daughter through her like shadowy disguise and saw through her. But I think, I don't know, either he is behind a lot of stuff or he knows who is. That's my theory.
Okay. So with your theories and what you have going forward for yourselves right now, and piecing these things together and not quite having the full picture, you know that there's more that could probably be pieced together as you're just looking through all this clues, but it's a little bit of that information overload. It's too much. It's not making perfect sense, but you've kind of pieced enough together to realize that the next place, and it's a place you have not yet investigated physically, is the temple that got bricked up and shut down. You're finding every single trail, whether it's the trail from what Gleam did, what Edelman did, or what the granddaughter of a famous horrifying figure did. They all seem to point back to that temple. Additionally, I guess I can spin that point for you too. I think it's probably one of Ulua's compatriots, but it might also be one of Gus's compatriots. It doesn't really matter. They mentioned that they overheard something that reminded them of a forgotten temple that was at the center of where the Ascended started building their temples. And that this temple hosted dark powers, and that's why it was purposely forgotten by the city of Overton. And it seems like a harebrained scheme a little bit, but that this might be that temple that is at play with the current crisis. Problem is, it's been bricked up. And the Ascended who lay claim to it, well, let's just say as the evening unfurls, you notice one of the cathedrals in the sky, one of the Ascended residences, has broke free of its mooring and is moving with haste off to the east. They don't want to be found out for what has happened.
Do I recognize whose it is? Can I ask before I go? Before we go?
Look, go ahead and roll as you're just like staring up into the night sky. Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
And because you are familiar with temples, roll it with advantage.
Okay.
Or not temples, with the Ascended cathedrals.
Yeah.
Temple, cathedral. Seems like the same thing, except I wrote them so they're not.
Technically, I have double dark vision, but it doesn't do anything. So you said perception with advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have
That's fine. What?
half elves have like a different dark vision than full elves, right? Isn't
Right,
like-
but I'm
it's like
also
one
half
limit-
orc.
I know, that's what I'm going to ask, is does a half orc and a half elf equal full dark vision?
Dark
No,
vision
I
is
don't
dark
think.
vision.
No, there's no half
Oh,
dark vision.
Okay, I thought there was like levels to it.
That would be a really fun semantic gameplay thing, though.
Is that a different version of D&D that I'm thinking of?
You layer
There
up
are
the thing.
very specific heredities in D&D that have more than dark vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like dark vision as we know it is the base, like the base level.
Yeah. You can see the dark.
14.
14. You're not 100% certain.
Hey, that's what game we're on.
100% certain. But you think that is one of the temples that there were two ascended who were amongst Amara's entourage at that one point. You think that it belonged to those two, and you're fairly certain Seraphina, throw you in on this, they left in the company of Edelman.
What were their names again?
They were not named.
We did not get them. Okay.
But you do know that Amara was socializing with them, which does give you one connection closer to that.
So
So
I said
Gregor-
they did a study with her book.
Which one did I
Mhm.
charm? Was that Amara?
Yes.
Yeah, I
believe so.
charmed her, and her people told me all about the drugs that are still in the temple. Okay.
And Sir Gregor cultivated the guest list, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Sir Gregor and was there somebody else who was involved in that? Or
Anya the
just folks
Grievous.
Anya the Grievous, yeah. Sir Gregor and Anya the Grievous.
Gus won't
So
say
you
anything
have
right now, but
multiple points to identify.
Gus won't say anything right now, but Sir Gregor is also not above suspicion for him because he's very connected and powerful. So
Yeah.
he would need actual evidence before he said anything to Ulua, but
In the back of his head,
It's a
he's
gut
just
feeling.
simmering on it. The three of you have space to yourselves. Quite a bit of funds that are being intended for dealing with the epidemic that has hit, or at least the promise of those funds via these notes. What are you all up to?
putting all that in my pocket. I'm just kidding.
I'm holding it, doing a little dance in the coat check, being like, money, 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 money.
I'm
It's nothing
going.
to sneeze at. It's about 400,000 gold.
Yeah. I am going
Can't even get
to.
1,000 gold to shape my stupid house.
I'm going to. Meet up with Oksana to have her and the girls count out the funds completely so that we know what it is, because when it comes to money, comb share, do not play around. If that's one thing you can trust us on, it's money.
I think we should take enough off the top to pay for Seraphina's dad's hospital bills because he's part of the target
I
group.
mean, I think
Or at least make sure that the fund pays those bills, I guess.
yes. I think that is. It would be a collective fund, and hopefully, depending on the severity of other people's symptoms compared to his, that it would go towards the person most in need, and then from there on, and then whatever would needed to be supplement, we could. I don't know if there are others in the city as sick as him, or if he is, but I think we need to look at everyone and understand that there could be people that are also in a worse state that would need it just as badly. I'm not saying this to be callous. I'm just saying it to be fair. Because regardless of the guise under which we had this occasion, the people of the city deserve equal opportunity towards assistance.
Agreed.
Depending on like what an estimate is for the funds for the needs in terms of treatment for those affected by the epidemic, I think it would be, if possible, wise to focus some of these funds on housing for the people whose homes will need to be deconstructed safely, that were used with the infected materials.
Was the purpose of this for the wyvern's venom epidemic or the construction?
The wyvern's venom was what you had shared in the storytelling.
Yes.
The buildings and those structures, that would be, I mean, what I would say, try to remind you of is think about it like our own asbestos issues. It's not going to cover even a tiny bit of that.
Oh, okay.
Like if we wanted to actually try to fix that, bajillions and bajillions of trillions of dollars.
Okay. Well, never mind then. Hi. What you got on your nose? Well, never mind. I'll walk that back. So yes, I guess.
And also, you don't have to manage the money too. You could decide that you're going to bring it to the hospital and have them use the funds appropriately and not charge anybody until the epidemic is over with, because they can tap into these funds instead. Or you could, you're playing a D&D game. I don't expect you to what did I make you do last time? I don't expect you to go find a secretary to handle it. Yeah, I need a spreadsheet of how.
We have to file our nonprofit paperwork with Rourke by Friday.
But
I'm
anyways,
really strict about the 503(4)(c) BDDs.
I mean, I guess it just depends on whether or not there's the possibility that between when the money leaves here and when it would get applied towards the fund, that there are people who are gonna try to derail it.
We could give it to the law firm that's like representing the wyvern's venom people and Gus, and have them like distribute it to the hospital and whatever.
And
like a no-fault.
They become the managers of the funds.
Sure. Let's do that.
Let the lawyers handle it.
Although if we do that, do they like shave a bunch off the top? So I don't know.
I will let you make these decisions, and once you do, then I will be able to tell you what to roll.
I trust them to do the right thing, but I can't guarantee they won't want to take some kind of fee. I don't know how that works for charity purposes. And she's gone.
Seraphina, would you be aligned to doing that?
Yeah, I think the lawyer is a good idea. And if they're the ones handling it, then yeah, they should be compensated, so that way they don't even need to skimp anything off the top. Because they would be paid fairly.
I suppose if they are distributing the funds, that gives them access to new clients that are coming to them for the funds. So there's a benefit in it for them. Let's do that if you're both okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
as Ulua indicates her agreement, and Seraphina says yes. It is something you handle easily. And because this is playing into your reputation with the law firm, but also your reputation with the city in general, and specifically the Healer's Hall, I would like you each to roll a d20, and we'll see what sort of bonus that gives you. Roll a charisma throw.
Charisma throw.
Just a general charisma check for each of you.
One for each of you.
Gus, you're going to be the law firm.
Oh, shit.
Seraphina, I think you're going to be the Healing Hall. And Ulua, you're going to be the populace in general.
That is a 23 kind GM. I rolled a 19.
Oh, you have a +4 to your charisma?
Mm-hmm. Warlock.
Jesus.
You're all, I mean, you
Warlock's
the
a
two of you should
charisma
have high
class.
charismas.
Yeah, I know. My saving throw is great, but 16. I roll a 13.
16.
Oh, me too.
Eee.
2
Twinsies.
16s. All right. So, I think what the outcome of this is that Seraphina, Gus, and Ulua, you start to become recognized figures. Not when you're just like wandering around and having your day-to-day thing, but there are enough people who know what you have done for the city and or for some of their loved ones. And there'll be little small pockets of folk who, as just you walk through the city on a day-to-day basis, may just point and go, oh, that's them. And so you gain a little bit of notoriety. It does increase Seraphina's family's business with the work. Gus, with your role for the law firm, things seem to be moving really, really well on dealing with the property issues.
Yeah. Good roll might have saved my house.
And with that, I will leave it to you how quickly you all would go about whatever your next steps would be. Do you know what your next steps would be? Thoughts, ideas? I imagine you're gathered in one of your hangout spots and you're just like catching up on all the details of the case. Maybe it's been a day or two of just like sorting out the funds and other things like that. Sipping on your favorite drinks.
I think it comes down to whether or not we want to try to go after that person, the granddaughter, or the two Ascended, or like I think tracking one of those two sets of people down is probably the next step, question mark.
I say we
Flash
go
Edelman?
to the temple that was destroyed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
Also, question, since we're all sitting here drinking, what would be the like Shirley temple of this world? Like the Virgin Pina Colada of this world.
I think you just volunteered to tell us.
Oh shit. Because
Do you
even
want to
though
play a little mini game for this?
even though Seraphina definitely would be, of legal
Virgin
age,
pirate
during-
queen.
she definitely would still only drink like that, the thing that like the little kid would go and be like, I'm so fancy, I'm gonna get a Shirley Temple. I don't know, maybe something like
All right, here. I have a thing for you. Sweet, tart, fruity, creamy, spicy, or refreshing.
sweet. So many things. Say it again.
Sweet, tart, fruity, creamy, spicy, or refreshing.
Can it be like a fruity creamy?
Okay. So you have a fruity creamy thing.
This is very important to the world building, everyone who is listening.
And I'm actually legitimately trying to write this down here. All right. It's either going to have to be called the Creamy Colada Dream or the Fizzy Fuzzy Peach.
Oh, those are so good.
Or the last option you have here is the Mango-tastic.
I vote Fizzy Fuzzy Peach.
Yeah, Fizzy Fuzzy Peach.
Seraphina seems like the Fizzy Fuzzy Peach person.
Yeah, that's her go-to drink.
Right. So as Seraphina has this gargantuan mug with sliced peaches around the side, and it keeps baking soda and water have been mixed together to create the club soda effect, and it's constantly sprinkling things out. There's a little animatronic machine at the bottom that stirs it up all the time. What are you plotting to go to the temple?
Yes.
Plotting, take your time, think about how long it would take you, and next time when we come back, we will enjoy
Legends of the Hidden Temple. Sorry.
the case of what the heck is in this place and why has it got bricks all over the place? Oh yeah, they bricked it up.
The case of the bricks of wyvern venom.
Blue barracudas.
Thank you very much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful time and enjoyed our little shenanigans and show. This was a really great one for getting everything consolidating, catching up. Our next episode will probably be a little bit more action oriented if you're really going to go into the Temple of Death. I mean, love you. Have a great time. See ya. Like, subscribe, and bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.